In this next video, we're going to get into the shopping cart section for Q&A. And so Elaine asks, if you have lead pages and no website, how does this work with Infusionsoft or one shopping cart? So yeah, and the concept here is that, yes, it is possible to run a business without having another website. You could just use lead pages and a shopping cart system. I would recommend, though, that as you grow your business or as you're ready, you go ahead and implement all three. I like to call them the big three. Lead pages to collect leads, one shopping cart, or Infusionsoft or Entreport to sort of hold on to your leads and let you send out emails and track affiliate activity and collect money. But then the third part of the big three is a website to actually deliver content. But you can do it with lead pages. It's just that you have to fit your content into their templates. So, Elaine, to answer your question, the way that it works if you have no website is that, first of all, your shopping cart will give you form code, and you'll paste that into lead pages. So you'll connect lead pages to your shopping cart, and you'll copy and paste the form code that Infusion or one shopping cart gives you, and that will allow lead pages to help you make a page that will collect the name and email address of people who come there and put it into your shopping cart. But then the other part of this is that your Infusion or one shopping cart or Entreport or whatever will also ask for a thank you URL. And that thank you page, now normally it might be like something like Optimized Press where you're then showing them some videos or whatever, but if you're doing it just with lead pages, then it would be a lead pages URL. So your thank you page link will simply be one of your lead pages. So I hope I'm answering your question, and that's just that basically it's sort of a chicken and egg thing. Like, you kind of want to make your thank you page first, so you have that URL. Then you go into Infusionsoft or one shopping cart or Entreport or whatever, and you create your form code, and it'll say, what's the thank you URL? You'll put in your lead pages URL, and then it'll generate that form code, which you will put in your initial lead page, the one where people land. And so that's it's kind of a weird thing that way, because you have to have your thank you URL before you can generate your form code, which goes on the previous page. But that's how it works. And you can always put in a temporary URL. I usually just put in like yahoo.com and then change it once I make my thank you page. But you can do whatever you like, and I believe I've answered that question. Let me move on to the next one. This one has been quite frustrating to me and to some of my clients, and sounds like some of you guys as well, and that's that one shopping cart has come out with sort of some new form code, and this new form code is not very easy to understand or work with. And I know the first time I pasted it into, I think it was lead pages, might have been Optimized Press, but it didn't work. And I was like, what should I do? Eventually it did, so they must have somehow, one of the two systems fixed whatever was wrong. But there is this legacy code, and I'm going to put it in the description of the YouTube video so you guys can grab it. And if you just copy this code and replace the X's with your information, it should work. It should allow you to collect the name and email address of your people. And so let me just explain some of this stuff. You do need to grab it all the way from where it starts off with less than form all the way down where it ends in form greater than. That's kind of the whole code here. And the areas you're going to have to fix or put in for one shopping cart, the first thing is the merchant ID. And you can get your merchant ID if you're in one shopping cart. You have to click this little person, this black and white image. And when you do, you'll see your merchant ID. Mine is 313748. That's your merchant ID. So that'll go in that first spot for the where the X's are. Then the second one is the thank you URL, which is kind of what I talked about in Elaine's question. It's like, where do you want people to go after they opt in? So you can, I sometimes will just put in yahoo.com here, and then I'll come back in later and change it. But if you already know your thank you page address, you'll put that in here. And then the third is what autoresponder to put them on. And so the autoresponder to put them on, you can get your autoresponder IDs. If you go to email and marketing and choose autoresponders, you'll see your list of autoresponders here. And you can hover over them and look at the bottom of your screen, and it'll tell you the autoresponder number. So like if I hover over this 01 one-page toolbox and look down at the bottom of my screen, I see this long URL. But it's the last numbers that matter, which is 876904. That's the autoresponder ID. If that's too tough to follow, you can also just click on the autoresponder and right here, this is that same number, 876904. You can copy that and put that where the last set of X's is. So again, if you if you just switch out these 3 values that have the X's, then you should be good to go and able to use the legacy one shopping cart form code to get all your stuff done. Hope that answers your questions on shopping carts, and I'll see you in the next video.